so many good people struggle? How many good people are desperate, discouraged, disillusioned, depressed? I want to help you guys. And I want to tell you something. So please pay attention. I'm noticing that in social media, on X, on Facebook, everywhere, there is an indescribable and unprecedented, this has literally not happened before on such a scale, attack, mind control, assault on you and on billions of good people worldwide. All the people who hope for a better world, who stand for freedom, who have faith that something good can happen, you're under attack, under severe attack. I see that an indescribable number of agents of the Cabal, the Mossad, the deep state, the elite, however we call them. Most of them are controlled by the CIA and the Israeli Mossad. Agents, listen carefully, agents that have been trained, psychologically trained to manipulate you, to control you, to divert you, to distract you, to discourage you, to depress you. Agents who pose for a while as if they're on your side. They pose as if they're for freedom, as if they want a better world, as if they are on the side of President Trump, on the side of the White Hats, of Q. They gain your trust. So you trust them, you follow them, you watch their videos, you listen, you read their posts. You give them your heart, you give them your soul. And then all of a sudden, their masks come off and they show you who they really are. But all of a sudden their mask comes off and they begin attacking Trump, accusing Trump. They begin destroying your confidence, your faith, your hope. They begin to tear you down. They begin to tear Trump down. The number of them is so vast, it's like a swarm. It's like a swarm of poisonous bugs that is suddenly released on social media. You have to understand, dear people, that they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Trump is not evil. He's no traitor. What Trump has done so far is so mind-blowing. It's so indescribable. The deliverance that is happening in the world, the awakening. I mean, listen to me, please. Just one example, US aid. US aid was the cash cow of the satanic elites around the whole wide world. They were distributing trillions of dollars every single year. Listen, you gotta grasp this. Every single year they were giving out trillions of dollars, that is thousands of billions of dollars of American tax money was going worldwide to fund the bribery, the corruption of politicians in every nation of the world, to fund the mind control through the mainstream news media that was funded by you, the American people, to fund the agenda of LGBTQ and transgenderism, fund the agenda of pedophilia, fund terrorism, fund every war, funding geoengineering and all kinds of weather warfare. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying here? Q said it. Q said it beforehand, that there were astronomical, mind-boggling amounts of money being funneled constantly from the American people, their tax money, to every evil in the world. And Q said, we're going to put an end to that. We're going to put an end to the endless. Election interference, election fraud, toppling of governments, positioning criminal puppets was all paid for by the American people through US aid. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. It doesn't end. Satan was funding his operations through America. And Trump has ended it. Trump has simply put a stop to it. US aid has been abolished. This one example should wake you up and should allow you to never again in your entire life doubt Donald Trump, the White Hats and Q. People who say that they are on the part of evil are either not really very intelligent. I'm very sorry, but it's the harsh reality. You're not so smart because you don't know how to think straight. Or they are influenced by a dark spirit. They're just under a dark, dark cloud, a demonic oppression that just clouds their understanding, or they're agents themselves. There are three options. I've made so many videos here outlining what Trump has been doing. Bill Gates visited President Trump, and right after that, he makes a statement that ends all the agendas of the satanic elite worldwide. They failed with the pandemic, which was also ended by Trump. The pandemic was meant to last for 10 years with ongoing vaccine mandates. Nobody would escape, with the rounding up of all the dissenters into the FEMA camps, concentration camps around the world, with complete and total censorship, no escape, no hope, no future anymore. It would end in what Klaus Schwab had said: you will have nothing, no privacy, no freedom, and you will be happy by 2030. The agenda was to have a decade of ongoing pandemics. We only had one pandemic, and it was cut short by many years because Trump ended it. WHO, humanity, United Nations, all the governments in the world, everybody demanded a vaccine. Trump didn't come up with that idea. He warned for 8 months not to take a vaccine. And then he gave it years too soon, years sooner than the satanic elites had wanted to do it. They were slow rolling the vaccines. Bill Gates said it takes several years. Fauci said it takes several years. And then they would have these new virus variants, perpetual, never-ending virus variants that required new vaccines, so they would keep the whole world in lockdown for 10 years. That was the official agenda. And Trump obliterated it. He smashed it. He killed their dragon. And now the same happened with the climate change. The pandemic failed. Now they went all out on climate change. And what is President Trump doing? He talks with Bill Gates. Bill Gates was the number one agent to push the most satanic horrors on humanity under the guise of climate change. And after his talk with Trump, he made a 180 degree. And he said, climate change is not a threat after all. This means that again, the whole agenda of the elites comes crashing down. And then there's the mass migration agenda, which is designed to destroy the identity of every nation, wipe out the culture, wipe out the individuality of Italy, France, America, Russia, China. No, they all have to become one gray, mindless mush of one world population, without culture, without identity. That's the agenda behind the mass migration. And Trump stands up at the United Nations and he calls all the nations in the world to put an end to the migration and preserve their culture, their character, their identity, their color, and send them all back. One by one, again and again, Trump is literally abolishing every single fundamental agenda, strategy of the satanic elites. And then you have these people that say that Trump is on their side. I'm like, you need some mental help. I'm very sorry, but it is really true. You need to pull your head out of the toilet and look at reality. Trump is abolishing every stronghold of the cabal. He even prevented the Great Israel. He even was able, with a government that is completely hijacked by the Zionists. All his funders, all his donors are all Zionists. Everybody who supports Trump is a Zionist. He has to support Israel. And still, he was able to stop the Greater Israel Project. This shows you what an incredible mastermind this man is. Guys, there is hope. Deliverance is happening. The world is waking up. Humanity is breaking free. Every aspect of satanic tyranny is being torn down as we speak. So why are all these black pillars constantly whining and accusing and roaring? Because they're evil. They're liars. The vast majority of them are agents. Q said Alex Jones and his many associates. Now we see who all the associates are of Alex Jones. Alex Jones, who is a Mossad agent. He is the prime example of somebody who claims to support Trump, but he will attack and accuse him whenever he can, and his countless associates do it even worse. Don't fall for it, guys. Rise up. Stand with President Trump. Please spread this video so we can spread some what is the English word for that? Some anti-poison, you know, in Dutch it's simply called some anti-poison. We need to spread the truth so people will no longer be depressed and discouraged. There is an attack happening on President Trump that has never been so severe. Never. They are desperate to destroy the movement for freedom, truth, and a better world that has been ignited by President Trump. So don't fall for the lies. Please, guys, spread this video. We need to protect the truth and the freedom movement with some common sense. Follow me here if you want to hear more.